Hey, what's going on? It's just a G back with another video. Today I'm talking about Cisco football. I feel like the trajectory of the season's going. But honestly speaking, like we gotta do better. We have to do better. I watched the game. I analyzed the game. I took a couple notes down because I want to really make sure I hit the points of how I felt about the game. I just want to start off by saying that I do believe in the team. I believe that we have a bunch of good players, a bunch of talented individuals. But talented individuals does not win games because it's a team sport. If you want to play individual sport, you would have ran track. This is not track. This is like a relay. If one person messes it up, the whole thing's over. And that's what I've been seeing from the team. We can't, one person or two people or a couple people on the team, not the whole team, but they're messing up what's good. And we're not winning games. And it stems from one area specifically. I'll be talking about that in a little bit. But for now, I'm going to talk about the notes I wrote down. Last year, I'm going to start by introducing myself a little bit furthermore. Last year, I was a redshirt freshman on the Cisco football team, and we made it to playoffs. Did we go far in playoffs? No, but we made it. We made it to playoffs. I was a redshirt freshman receiver. So, obviously, when I watch the offense, I'm going to have something to say about that. When I watch the defense, I have something to say about that. Now, we're going to start about talking about the offense. But before we even talk about the offense, I'm going to talk about the mentality of the team. The mentality of the team is a bunch of individuals trying to make it out, right? Which is the goal, but the only way to make it out is to win games because that's how you secure offers. The way you're going to get the offers is from going into the playoffs. The deeper you go in the playoffs, the more offers you're going to get. So you want to play the game, not for yourself, but for the guy next to you, right? And what I'm seeing consistently is people taking plays off, people don't want it bad enough, and that's not going to win you a game. I literally watch it out there. Sometimes we're not even blocking. Sometimes the receivers aren't even blocking. Sometimes the DBs aren't paying attention. Sometimes they're worried about the hit, and they're not worried about breaking up and making the tackle. You can't always go for the big play. If you do the small things right, that's how the big things happen. That's why you see certain players getting offers and certain players not. People who are getting the offers are doing the small things correctly. And I'm just lacking to see that from the majority of the players. Now let's talk about why we're losing. Why we're losing is because all of our film is easily readable. And when I say easily readable, I mean when you watch film, you're seeing the same people get the ball. Right? And this is speaking on the offensive side because that's what's losing us the game, not the defense, the offense. We're not hitting enough people in the game, which means the same people are getting the ball over and over again. Now, it's different when it works, right? And when it works, everybody's happy, right? But when it doesn't work, then people want to start pointing fingers. Oh, this guy ain't doing this. This guy ain't doing this. The problem is now everybody's touching the ball. We have Jamal Hall, the only dependable receiver on the team that came back from last year, all conference player. He's the only one that, whenever we see the passes being thrown, he's the first look. Then the second look, number 5, right? Those are the only 2 receivers that even touch the ball majority of the time. Then we would say the next person after that would be number 13, the tight end, Ant. But let's be honest. If one of those 2 people aren't playing, which is number 15 and number 5, then we aren't throwing the ball deep. Which means, guess what? All you got to do is key those guys, and the whole offense is shut down. Because then we're going to stack the box, and if we can't throw it, then what are we going to do? We're going to run it with number 7 or number 21. But the thing is, the box is stacked, so guess what? They're going to just get hit, and then eventually, that's why people are going to get injured. Or not even just injured, but get worn down. Because they already know what you're going to do. If you're running the ball, we're not going to know it. The box is stacked at all times because they know that our team is not realistically throwing the ball. And if we're going to throw it, we're throwing it to 1 or 2 people. So my number one thing with this team is if you want to be a balanced team, then we need to start hitting our players equally. Don't make it so obvious what we're going to do. There's people out there who are waiting for their opportunities. Redshirt sophomore, people who are going to be gone. They got to make a play right now. Number 81, when he touched the ball, he was getting very active with the ball. I was like, okay, where did he come from? Because I didn't even see him play. Before this, he didn't even really touch the ball. Number one, he had 2 opportunities to touch the ball last game. But the thing is, since he ain't even he ain't getting targets in the game, he's probably not even expecting the ball. And that's sad when you're halfway through the season already and you haven't even hit. It's 4 games into the season. You haven't even hit the guy with number one on his chest. You haven't even hit him with the ball. So obviously, are we reading the field or are we just trying to throw it to our favorite player? Because if that's what we're doing, that's not good quarterback play. Why are you throwing this to the people who you like? That doesn't look good. And then last game, oh man, I can't even wait to talk about last game because last game was pitiful. Pitiful. I'm talking about the first thing that we did is we scored 1 time in 2 quarters. Now, in 2 quarters of football, you score 1 time, you ain't win that game. And that's exactly what we did. We didn't win the game. Our defense scored 2 of the 9 points that we had. We can't get the ball down the field. You know why? Because we're running the ball. We're doing QB sneaks because we don't even got an offense. It's getting so bad to the point where if you're not getting, we got beat on listen to this, bro. We got beat on homecoming, 85th anniversary, and then disrespected on the field. I'm gonna put the picture of what the guy posted. He's the wide receiver coach over there. He used to be a wide receiver coach at Cisco, and then he went over there last year. I don't know if y'all even know that, but the old players know that he used to be at Cisco. He went over there and then posted talking about. Matter of fact, let me read it off what he said. He said 4 touchdowns on the ground from the running backs, quarterback, and O-line. 0 turnovers. O-line dominated the line of scrimmage. Receivers dominated the perimeter. Let's be honest. Did they dominate the line of scrimmage on the O-line? Absolutely not. We literally were getting back there every time. They only scored 25 points. That's a good game. And then they're talking about dominating on the outside. The only reason they dominated is because we didn't throw the ball. We weren't getting the ball to nobody. We're taking Hail Mary shots to generate offense. The way our team looks now is like either we run the ball down the field or we just pray and chuck the ball up. And if you're doing that, there ain't no way you can win. And we need to figure out our identity in this team. Are we a run team or are we a pass team? If we're a run team, let's run the ball. If we're a pass team, let's pass the ball. If you're a balanced team, be balanced. But we don't need our running back not getting the ball. If we're going to be a run team, we don't need the receivers not getting the ball if we're going to be a pass team. And if we're going to be a mixture of both, then let's use both equally. And the one thing I really can't stand is our quarterback's trying to be a running back. He worried about running the ball so much, we're missing every opportunity to throw it. What type of stats does it look like you have 2 rushing touchdowns as the quarterback and 100 yards in the ground game, but it came out with a loss? That just shows me we ain't got no offense because where's the passes? Where's the touchdowns? Where are the passing touchdowns? If we're going to just run the ball, and you might as well just put the running backs in and let them wildcat, right? Because that's all we're good for is wildcatting because we're not throwing it anywhere. So the one time I did see a scramble come out, it looked good because we're not sitting in the pocket taking sacks. But the whole point of me saying step up and run the ball is to mean step up in the pocket and make a throw. Or if you see people in your face, take off and run. Not let's just run it every time because we have no other option. That's what it looked like. It looked like we had no chance. Okay, this is running, which is terrible because it's easy to read on film, and you're running the ball with a stacked box. Terrible. Okay. Second thing I want to say, the coaches see the outside point of the game. They see the general what's going on. They worry about play calls, etc. When you see that, you see matchup weaknesses and you see like stuff on the field, you as a player got to come communicate that with the coach. Like, I see a weakness here. I see this here. Because the coach is going to get you so far, but the players lead the team. The players are going to dictate what happens because they're actually on the field. The coach is going to call plays. It's up to us to execute. And then if the execution isn't happening, then you switch it up. You can't keep running the same thing over and over again. We haven't been winning with that. And you have to win at least 4 games to even make playoffs. So we have Nemi coming up. Then we have Tyler, Navarro. Well, these are ranked games. There's no time to lose. If we don't get on the gas pedal and figure something out now, hey, November, y'all going to be going home. And some of y'all going to be going home with nowhere else to play. So the only way to secure that is to start getting active in the field, which means get everybody down in, which means start looking for everybody, give everybody an opportunity to play. Because right now, relying on the same 2-3 people ain't going to work. The way that these 2-3 people get open is because you're spreading it out. But when you're making it too obvious, If I'm saying, oh, he threw it to 14 10 times this game and he ain't throw it to nobody else ever, well, guess who I'm guarding? I'm double teaming 14 because that makes it so easy for us. It's simple. Make the game harder for them. Don't make the game easier for them. Don't make the opponent know what's going to happen next. That's all they did to us this game. They knew what was going to happen. They knew we were going to run it. You can't stop it every time, sure. But if you stop it enough, we lose. Because we just lost to a team that was way worse than us, and then they're posting up on our field on homecoming thinking they really did something. Now, I already explained that y'all should feel disrespected about the homecoming thing. Also, I want to mention that, we're celebrating big plays. We're doing this when a pass is, deflected or whatever, right? And, hey, I'm not saying don't celebrate, but the thing is don't celebrate until after we win, right? Because that's the only time to celebrate is when you win. You're so busy worried about celebrating on the field, celebrating on the sideline, you're not paying attention to what the next play is. Get back dialed in, right? Because at the end of the day, you looking flashy, ain't gonna make the refs want to give you calls. You can't complain about them not giving you calls if you're not being humble. Be humble and act like you do this. Me doing all this, strapped, all that on the field. You know what that's showing me? You ain't been in that position before. Because you hadn't been so, my first time doing this. If you really were like that, if you really did it like that, this would be nothing. You see the big time players celebrating every time they do something? Nah, because if they do this, they do it. It shouldn't be like a big reaction. It shouldn't be, now I need to go talk. No, if you're really him, you don't got to do too much talking. You celebrate with your teammates, right? Cool. But you're on to the next. You worry about the next play, the next score, the next drive. You can't get so caught up in the moment where you miss the big picture. And that's what I feel like a lot of people are doing. They're missing the big picture. All right, next thing I got to say is this is a team, right? So you can only hold each other accountable. I can sit here and talk about all day long about, this, you need to stop doing this, you need to stop doing that. But up to y'all to hold each other accountable. You see somebody goofing off, you see somebody clowning, you get on them. Somebody overly celebrating, you get on them. At the end of the day, you can only do so much. I love the defense. The defense that plays amazing, right? But the offense got to get it going because it's getting too late in the season now to the point where if we don't get something going now, the season's over with. And you know what I'm saying? You can't. I'm just being honest. I'm telling you the truth. The truth is, who would want to play receiver right now if they're not getting the ball? Right? That's the truth. Why would we want to go out here and block for you hard if we know that, hey, we're not actually getting the ball all the way down the field? We're comfortable taking sacks. We're comfortable running the ball in the stack box. We're not even giving ourselves the best chance to win. If you're not giving yourself a good chance to win, who wants to play for you? Sure, you could be like, oh, the defense got to win this game for us. The defense ain't going to want to win every game for y'all. Eventually, the defense going to get tired out. Because at some point in the season, the offense finds rhythm, and then the offenses are controlling it. That's why you see higher scoring games later in the season. You can't expect the defense to carry y'all through the season. I promise you it won't work. If you're scoring 7 points of offense in the first half, it's going to be a long season. And I'm talking about a long, short season. So either you get it together or you don't. There was this one play I saw. It was like goal line. And they put in the third string quarterback for one play. He throws a ball to 21. He doesn't score, and they take him out. And I'm like, how do you take him out in this moment? I mean, let him get an opportunity to play, right? But, of course, somebody wants to be selfish and come back in the game and run the ball in themselves. Now, in my opinion, that's selfish. Let other people have an opportunity. Maybe if you're not having the best game, let somebody else get a chance to play. I'm saying the second string quarterback, third string quarterback, not even getting reps. I'm like, this is insane considering we ain't even getting the ball down the field. Sure, we're running the ball. We can have the running back do that. We need passes. We need to show something different on film. Because our film right now just looks like we run the ball all day and we throw fade balls and we have nothing else to do. Which is easy to guard, by the way. And then one of the fade balls that I saw, the one, the number one, that was just chucked up in the air. Like, you didn't even know, you weren't even looking down the field. And then, not to put it, but at the very beginning of the game, we throw the ball behind the receiver so he has no chance to catch it, and then we throw a pick, which is putting our defense in a bad position in the game. So mental errors like that is stuff that you can't do, especially if you've been playing. If you were the quarterback last year, and then you make the same mistakes you used to make last year, this year, I'm not seeing any improvement. I'm not seeing any improvement in the passing game. I don't know if it's a mental thing or if it's a ego thing that you just think that you can't throw the ball to open receivers and you feel like you have to target your guys and I have to be the hero of the team. Trust me, you're not going to be the hero of the team when you're losing and have a losing record. At that point, we need to put the guy in who's going to make the plays. I don't care about height, weight, none of that. I care about is the ball going to get to his hand. The ball ain't getting to his hands, give me the next guy. Because right now it looks like we can't get the ball down the field. And I think the quarterback's number one point of playing football is to throw the ball. So if we're not doing that on a high level, then what are we doing on a high level? What are we doing? You tell me. That's what I want y'all to do. Comment down below, what are we doing on a high level? Because I guarantee, what you going to say, playing defense on a high level? Sure. That's amazing. But defense ain't going to win the game. You got to still score. Defense wins championships, sure, but you still got to score the ball. You can't expect your defense to score points for you. That's the truth. And if you don't like what I'm saying, you can simply click off the video. But guess what? The truth is the truth. You have to sit there and stand on that. You can't come to Cisco and think, oh, it's going to be sweet. This year is sweeter than last. Anybody can tell you that. Last year was way harder than this year. The teams last year were way tougher than teams this year. So ain't no excuse. This should be easy wins. When I saw Neo line, I saw him walk on the field, I was like, bro, this is going to be an easy homecoming game win. And it turns out they win and then disrespect us on the field. If I don't see people play better just because of that, I don't know what will motivate you. If you can't get hype off of that, then, hey, you lost all hope. This is the truth. This picture, him posting up on our field, doing all that, I take that with ultimate disrespect. Shouldn't let nobody come on your field and take your money, take your offers. That's what they're doing. They're taking your offers, taking your opportunities, because we can't win games. And at the end of the day, what is it? Because you can't be. You can say it's the play call. You can say whatever you want to say, right? But the plays will be called, and you got to execute them. You got to make the passes. The plays are called for the passes to be thrown, and we're just missing. And the problem is we either want to run the ball or it's going to be a 3 and out. Now, I'm not into 3 and outs. That's not something I like to see. I like to see us get the ball down the field a little bit, put together a drive. And if we put together one decent drive, then we will score. But we're not even getting ourselves in field goal range for nothing. We're just literally out there just wilding. We're just thinking, okay, like, well, don't know what to do, hand it to Keith. Well, guess what, bro? They're all ready for that. They see that our running backs are good, so guess what? They're going to crash on the running backs. And then we're not hitting our receivers. The only receivers that we hit are the same 2-3 guys, so it's going to be easy to guard, easy to read. I don't know what to say. But I do know that this is a bunch of individuals and not a team. Because a team come together and figure out a way. All I see is pointing fingers and telling one side of the ball to play better when they can't generate points. The defense can't generate points. You would tell them to play as good as they can. If they hold the other team to less than 7 points a quarter, that means they play good. They did what they had to do, right? But if we can't score 7 points and a half, then it was no chance for us to win. And sometimes you gotta look in the mirror and ask yourself, like, is it me? Is it you? At this point in the season, it needs to be self-reflection. You need to go back and look at your own film and be like, what can I do to get better? Because, yeah, sure, you can watch the other opponent, but the opponent ain't going to tell you nothing. It's just going to tell you what plays they're on. It's time for you to evaluate your own film and decide, am I the problem? Am I the cancer of this team? Do I need to step my game up? And do I need to call other people out to make them play better? Because at the end of the day, you can't be scared to call somebody out. It's the only way you can get better. It's the only way. And the thing is, like, if you don't agree with what I have to say, you know where to find me. You know exactly where to find me. If you want to have a conversation and really explain why I had it wrong, we can do that. But first, show me on the field. Go out there and show me that you got it. Because otherwise, I'm going to have the same opinion on you. I have the same opinion I had on you last game. I have the same opinion on you this game. Because you ain't show me nothing. People who I give respect to are the people who go out there and show me that they got the chance to do it. That's why I give respect to number 81. Because he went out there and literally showed me that he can get open. Now I'm expecting him to get the rock. If next game you don't get the rock, that tells me what I need to know. It tells me somebody don't want to throw the ball to somebody. And in that case, next guy up. Because we need to throw the ball to open people. That's not, this game isn't about my favorite player. Oh, it's my best friend. No, that's not how you're going to win a game. You win a game by throwing to whoever's open. It's basic football. You can't be biased and think that you're going to win a game. I promise you. And you can't be biased with the quarterbacks. Whoever the best quarterback is, you better play him. Whoever's getting the ball down the field, you play him. It's not he came from here. Who cares? I don't care about who gets the ball down the field. At the end of the day, your job's on the line. Your job's on the line. Another thing I would like to say is, if we don't know what we're going to do with our offense, right? If we're going to be a run team, or we're just going to try to wing it, then why are we not using both our tight ends? We're not going to throw it to our receivers, right? And we're going to run the ball majority of the time. Then why is not number 9 and number 13 not in the game at the same time? Because at least they are bigger to block and they can still catch the ball. That would make a lot more logical sense than having 4 receivers if we're going to hit just one of them. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Also, I did have something to say about the defense. Just one minor thing. And it really comes down to the linebackers this game. The linebackers played amazing, sure, but it could have been better because the thing is, you got to make a call. I'd rather you be wrong making a call than be right making a call. But the thing is, if the call is not made, it does mess up everything. I'd rather you be wrong 80% of the time making a call. And if we wrong, we all wrong. Versus people don't know what to do. Because confusion ain't going to help. It's defense. You all do the wrong thing right, you'll be rewarded sometimes. But if you all don't know what you're doing, you ain't going to know what you're doing. And our safeties, man, is something else. And I'll tell you this. We have good safety, sure, but they're not breaking down for no tackles. A lot of tackles were missed because people are just running to an area and not breaking down their feet and then expecting the tackle to be made. And a whole lot of looking around. I thought he would have made this play. No. If you want to think, don't think anything. Secure the tackle. I'm seeing people full on sprint to an area going for the big hit, not breaking down. Well, guess what, buddy? You won't be making it to the next level doing that. Because the next level, all they care about is that guy going to the ground. You giving a big player a bust. Yeah, the highlight tape might look good. Sure. But guess what? If your highlight tape looks that good, that means you're a faker. Because guess what? People wouldn't be trying you if you was like that. You know whose highlight tape's going to look real good? Number 23, James Adams. You know why? Because people aren't trying him. You know why? Because he's actually good. Because he's actually breaking down when he has to make a tackle. People who are really good at football, their highlight tapes won't look that crazy on defense because people aren't coming their way. That's the thing. At safety, if you really like that, people wouldn't be you'd be very quiet. Have a couple tackles, maybe a pick here, but it wouldn't be nothing like, okay, big plays giving up on you. People who are good make the right move. They make the right decision. They say, let's not always go for the big hit. Let's just secure what we can secure. Let's get the guy down. Because you high risk, high reward. You're going out there to make the big play, guess what? The big play might happen to you. And then what? Because guess what? If a scout came down there and he's seen a safety, a junior college safety missing tackles, you think he's going to recruit you to a Division I school? Absolutely not. That's fundamentals. That's stuff that you learned when you were 6, 7, 8 years old. How to break down and make a tackle. If you don't know how to do that, what do you know how to do? That's as simple as that. Now, did that cost us the game? No. But it can cost us the game in the future. If the offense starts getting around, we start scoring right, and then we're giving up big plays in the back end, or we're just not making a simple tackle in the back end, then it will cost us. The D-line can play so good. The linebackers play so good. But if we can't secure a tackle on the back end, then who's even back there? That's the problem. And once again, that comes down to people wanting to go for the big hit, being an individual versus being a team player. If the tackle's being secured, right, and you see the tackle about to happen, keep running towards the pile. Because if the ball popped out, then you get your chance. Like number 97, he got his chance because it was all effort. It wasn't a bunch of, I think he was going to get it. So, he's depending on himself to go find out what it is. That's what you got to do. Go find out what the real is. Go find the ball. Don't be like, oh, he got it. When you have that passive mentality, That's where you stay where you're at. You're not going to go anywhere if you're passive. The only way to be great is to practice like you're great. Play like you're great. Take every play seriously. Number 38, I don't know what his name was, but they say he was a freshman linebacker. I don't know what his name is. That dude was playing good. I'll admit. Let's see if I have the flyer here. Number 38, Addison Ajoku. I don't know how to say your name. Hey, look, Addison, I don't know you, man. You're a freshman. But I'll tell you this. You played hard. He had got beat on the play, and he ran down, played through the hands. I was like, this dude has effort. That's what you like to see, effort. If you just play with some effort, get you a long way. That's why he's starting. If he's not starting, he's getting a lot of playing time as a freshman, I'll tell you that. And I'm advocating for him to play more because you need some dog on your team. You need somebody who's going to go out there and get it. I mean, I can name some dogs for you if you really want to know the dogs. You know what I'm saying? I'll say one, for example. Number 24, A.J. Harris, that's a dog. I see him get active in the game. He don't give up big plays, none of that. 23 is a dog. It's not a lot of dogs on the team, being honest. Number 44 is a dog, right? Number 8's a dog. The thing is, why everybody I'm naming on defense? Where's the offensive dogs at? Or we might have dogs, but they're on the bench or they're on the sideline waiting for the ball to be thrown in their hands. Because you ask me who I think a dog out of this game is, I think number 15 is hard. I think number 81 is hard. I think number 1 could be hard if he got the ball. But guess what? We ain't giving them opportunities. So we don't know who the dogs are. At least on defense, we know, okay, somebody going to do something. Right? Offense, we got people stinking it up. If I was a scout, I don't see any quarterbacks throwing the ball, so I'm not recruiting a running back. If I wanted a running back, I go get one. If I wanted a running back, I just go call number 7 right now. Hit him up. If I wanted a running back, a quarterback, if I want a quarterback, I want somebody who can go air the ball out. This is 2025. This is air raid offense. If you expect to get paid NIL to go out here and be a quarterback, you better make a read. Make a throw. Don't be throwing behind your receivers. That's rookie mistakes. That stuff that when I'm watching, I'm like, shaking my head. I'm like, this can't be real. This can't be real quarterback play. And quite frankly, I feel like our third string quarterback might be better than our first string. And I think our second string quarterback might be better than our first. And if you have a problem with that, then go show me that you got it. But unfortunately, it hasn't been proven. And we're halfway through the season, and you're not playing like you think you're playing. After the game, people are happy for what? What are you smiling for? You lost. No one should be smiling. When you lose a game, it's no celebrating, ain't no going out, ain't none of that. You think about what you did wrong. You don't be like, oh, well, I did my thing. That's the problem. After the game, I got people coming up to me telling me, yeah, I did this, I did that. I did. Bro, I don't care about none of that. All I care about is you winning. When you win, I'll give you your credit, right? But when you lose, yeah, 10 tackles, yeah, 15 pancakes, yeah, pick. That doesn't matter when you lost the game. It's individual stats. Guess what? Your season will be over very soon if that's all you care about. I appreciate y'all watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe. I will be dropping another video on Wednesday, breaking down each person in the game and how I feel like they did. Appreciate it. With all this being said, I'm still a schoolboy. You feel me? I went to the school. Obviously, I want y'all to be good. Each player on the team, I feel like has a chance of going to the next level. My thing is, do you want to actually get to that next level or not? It all comes down to you. I believe in everybody on the team. As much as I just said that, yeah, we have no identity on offense, we don't know what we want to do. Some people are selfish. I still think that we have a lot of talented players. Coach Riz did an excellent job recruiting. Coach Burnham did an excellent job doing play calls. I feel like some of his play calls need to be switched for a 2 tight end set so we can really dominate even better, right? That's my opinion. But I feel like he's doing excellent on the play calls. I feel like Coach Watt's doing an excellent job on the D-line rotation. I feel like Coach Smith is doing an excellent job with the O-line because the O-line do be blocking. And I feel like the receivers coached them good. I just feel like we're just not getting the ball to them. So, in our DBs, Amazing. Some of them need a breakdown for a tackle, but we got good DBs. The problem is, do you want it bad enough? And that's the thing. If you want to be good, then make yourself good. If you want to be great, hold each other accountable. That's it. Being good comes down to you. Being great comes down to the team. Be a team.